I guess there's a plan for all of us. I had to die twice just to figure that out. Like the book says, he works his work in mysterious ways. Some people like it, some people don't. Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, current and next movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? Hell wants him. Heaven won't take him. Earth needs him. Join us as we join Johann Constantine in the movie after his namesake from 2005.
Mr. Constantine, I need to see what you see.
You do this, there's no turning back. What's wrong?
I don't know, I just feel...
In 12 days, something's coming. The battle begins to save our souls. Heaven and hell are right here. We're smack in the middle. Welcome to my life. Constantine, rated R, starts Friday, February 18th.
Your impression of even the announcement, pretty spot on, bro.
Joining me today is reoccurring guest Dr. Dare. Welcome back to the show, my man. You've been telling me to watch this for years now. And it's time to decide, were all those requests worth it?
They were.
Grab your holy water, your holy Bible, and your holy rapid-fire shotgun with a giant cross on it, and let's get to work. The details for this are supernatural exorcist and demonologist John Constantine helps a policewoman prove her sister's death was not a suicide, but something more. Written and directed by Francis Lawrence.
Did he do anything else?
Director of such hits as I Am Legend, 3 Hunger Games movies, and the hit music video Praz, featuring Old Dirty Bastard and Maya, Ghetto Superstar. That is what you are.
So good.
So did you like that? He did that hit music video. He's done like a lot of music videos, dude.
It's surprising to me how much that happens. I mean, the Alien 3 dude did a bunch of music videos. It's fairly really common, so I'm not as surprised as I would have if I hadn't been on the pod before.
Yeah.
But that is an awesome video.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. Top billed stars are Keanu Reeves, Rachel Weisz, and Jim Henson.
Yeah, he's in there for like 2 minutes.
How do you pronounce his name? You know how to do it.
No, I have no idea.
You always get mad at me. Jim Hunsu.
The guy from Gladiator.
The guy from Gladiator, yes. He's a very good actor, and I like him, but I just can't pronounce your name, Jim. Featuring Shia LaBeouf.
Who's in there way more. Jim.
Yes. And Tilda Swinton, Peter Stormare as Satan, and I don't know if you caught this, but a Michelle Monaghan, who is uncredited. I saw her for 2 seconds.
Who is that? What is wrong with me?
That's the girl from the third Mission Impossible. The wife of Tom Cruise, Michelle Monaghan. Monaghan.
Is she there in that big building?
No, she's. I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler, but there's a moment where there's a lot of demons towards the end, and she's the head demon that says one line to Constantine as he's coming in that room, and then all hell breaks loose. No pun intended. But apparently she was supposed to have a larger part and it got cut out, and she's only in it for like 2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
But I recognize her face because of Mission Impossible. And she's done a lot of other movies, but anyway, there you go.
The star-studded cast. Tilda Swinton is great in it, dude. Too.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, can you hear my dogs right now?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but there is absolutely nothing I can do to stop that sound, listeners.
It's fine.
I'm at my house. And I live in a condo. It's just gonna be a thing.
Yeah, we've had other guests who are remote and their dogs have whimpered and it's fine.
Man.
Top build start. Oh, we did top build start. So runtime of 2 hours and 1 minute. Rated R. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says fantasy and horror, and IMDb says action, fantasy, and horror.
Horror? Why would this be a horror movie? Just because it has like devilish things?
Yeah, I guess. So
I mean,
in past pods, it's fascinating to me the genres, and so I'm not going to read all of them because I've already mentioned horror and action before, but I don't think I've touched on fantasy yet. So I want to read the fantasy rubric from IMDb. So it says, should contain numerous consecutive scenes of characters portrayed to affect a magical and or mystical narrative throughout the title. Usually has elements of magic, supernatural events, mythology, folklore, or exotic fantasy worlds. Note, not to be confused with sci-fi, which is not usually based in magic or mysticism. Examples are Game of Thrones, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and Stranger Things.
Yeah. Dude, this is definitely a fantasy. This checks every box there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think it's more action fantasy than it is action fantasy horror.
I guess I don't remember the rubric, but there was no horror to me.
I think it's the demons. Cause they're more like, but I guess they reminded me, ironically,
Lord of the Rings horror, because dude, the goblins are gross as shit. And like, I don't know. Is it cause I don't know.
I mean, some of the demons reminded me of the Demogorgon. Speaking of Stranger Things,
yeah,
the soldier demons,
all the bugs, or like all the different. They're kind of gross.
Yeah, I could see where but both of them, both IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, sprinkled in the horror. So, speaking of IMDb, they give it a rating of 7.0 out of 10 from 349,000 reviews. Yeah. It's pretty high.
So high.
Yeah, for IMDb. And here's the kicker. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 46% from 228 critic ratings and 72% from 250,000 audience ratings. So the audience rating is high.
Yeah, I love this movie, so I'm biased, but I can see why a critic would give it a low rating. I mean, critically, you could pick this movie apart, which I'm sure we will, but I love it. I don't care.
Yeah,
you guys could see his face.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You guys could just see his face.
We're trying our best to like use all the technology that we can so that I can see Dr. Dare's face. We're muted on our like Zoom, and then we're using Bluetooth via the phone, so we're getting it all together. Where to watch this right now? At the time of this recording, you can stream this on HBO Max. Or you can rent or purchase the digital copy from your preferred purveyor of digital media. If you choose the highest tier of our Patreon account, you'll have access to the Popcorn Priest permanent collection. Go to patreon.com/Popcorn Priest for details.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is becoming...
I'm so nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because I'm afraid you're going to really hate this movie, dude. I'm so nervous.
Well, before I reveal that to you, we should get into one of the more newer and more popular parts of the show, which is Popcorn Reviews the Reviews. Okay,
this
so...
has the potential to have some crazy reviews.
Correct. Yes, and I've cherry-picked the best, as I always do.
You don't have a religious nut job on here, I'm going to be pissed.
I think so. I think we do.
Yes.
So I've picked three terrible reviews, the worst of the worst, and then three really great ones, the best of the best. So I love the spectrum. So this is where we
100%.
get. First one is constipated scenes, says movie to see. He says, I just came back from watching this film and felt like the fat comic guy on The Simpsons, going straight to the internet and posting how it is worst comic book movie ever. It rates up there with Spawn. By the way, I kind of liked Spawn. I know it wasn't great, but like,
I mean, I'm like a Todd McFarlane huge fanboy. I have a signed Spawn figurine.
You do have a.
I really do.
It was in the coolest
it's the
box of
nerdiest
all
thing
time.
that I own. Oh my gosh. It took like 3 years for me to get it on Kickstarter, so yeah, I liked it also. But again, I can see why it's not critically acclaimed. But
Correct.
Just the cape, just the digital cape. Like, there's so many cool things
back
on there.
then that was like pretty cool. The cape.
Oh man, blew my mind.
Yeah. So anyway, he says, anyone remember that movie? Speaking of Spawn, yeah, what an embarrassment that was. Same goes here. Gavin Rosedale, singer of Bush, married to Gwen Stefani, seemed like he was really into it and gave it a lot. Who is that? Gavin Rosedale?
What? He's the angel. He's one of the fallen angels.
Really?
What? Oh, he's the like slick back hair guy.
I didn't know who that
He's
was.
The one, when they go into that fancy building, and then they're like, oh, God, I don't want to spoil it, but he's one of the fallen angels.
All right. Okay.
Or no, one of the demons. Excuse me, not a fallen angel. He's like one of the demon guys. He's always wearing a suit. His hair is slicked back.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Gavin Ross.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I found that Rosdale, with Wise's great performance, helped aid this film, but not even they could save the film from becoming a blazing inferno of syrupy boredom. I think someone at some point told the writer that he could write, and he believed it. That someone should have been honest with him. You suck, dude. Try harder. 1 out of 10 stars.
I mean, Gavin's performance was okay, but he like wasn't even a main part. I don't know why.
I mean, Rachel Weisz is really good in it.
Honestly, bro, she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
She's a great actress. All right, next one. David Moans. David Moans says...
David Moans.
I'd rather go to hell than see this movie again. 1 out of 10 stars. That's it.
Oh, my gosh.
And last but not least of all the terrible reviews, why do people still allow Keanu Reeves to try and act when he obviously can't? Says Lord Lupin. Really, people? Keanu is one of the worst actors this century, and he still gets major roles. I know he made a load of money from the Matrix movies, so he has more sway with the Hollywood bigwigs than before. However, anyone with an ounce of sense or self-respect should never work with him. The Matrix and Bill and Ted's are the only successful films starring Keanu Reeves. This was done, obviously, back when the movie came out, which were not ruined by his really, 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 really bad acting. The only reason that Bill and Ted's wasn't ruined by his acting is because he was just being himself. The only reason that The Matrix wasn't ruined by his acting is because they hardly gave him any lines to speak, and it was such a great film anyway. Mr. Blobby couldn't have ruined The Matrix. If we all ignore Keanu Reeves, he'll just go away. 1 out of 10 stars.
How can anyone hate on Keanu Reeves, dude? Really?
That's where I want to go with this review. One is, have you ever listened to like one interview with Keanu Reeves and think that
he's a beautiful person?
And he's not Bill and Ted. He's not Ted.
No, at all. He might have had to do the most acting for that role of any.
Yeah, he's just like a chill guy. He's like really
he
warm.
Had so much depth in his early life. He's done so much kind. I mean, maybe he's just got the best PR team ever, but I'll freaking take a bullet for that dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many like internet stories of how he's helped people and bought people cars and motorcycles and helped stranded people on the sides of roads.
Oh man, donated tons of money to like children's hospitals and did it anonymously and was like kind of pissed when they found out that it was him all that time.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't talk shit on Keanu.
Yeah, Lord Lupin, I condemn thee.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
That needs to be it. The popcorn priest condemns thee.
Yeah, you're not welcome here anymore, Lord Lupin. Okay, here's the top 3. Not a comic fan, but says Reese's before M&M's. I really enjoyed this film. I liked the effects, the humor throughout the piece, the acting. I'm not a religious buff of the Catholic faith, but I agree with another comment, and that is that even though Constantine may not stay true to the faith and invented a few things, I like the movie regardless, and maybe in spite of it. I also didn't feel that this film tried to beat me over the head with religion, though I liked the religious aspects. The demons, the idea of God, the depiction of the angel Gabriel. Wow. The possessions, the exorcisms, the list goes on, were well done. And yes, the depiction of hell too. 10 out of 10 stars. Yeah.
Dude, I think the guy's name is Balthazar. I think that's the guy who Gavin Rossdale plays.
Okay. Very good. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Somehow reminded me.
Second one is Firestorm says, everything is great, and the only question is, where is the Constantine 2? This guy says.
Yeah.
And 3, he says. Where is Constantine 2 and 3? Where are the producers and directors watching? Seriously, the movie is so great and it deserves even Constantine 3, especially when Keanu himself wanted a sequel. 10 out of 10 stars. I kind of agree. And I did some research, and 2 years ago they announced that they were going to do a second one, but nothing has happened since that time.
Nothing.
So, yes. I mean, he has been very busy with many, many other colossal franchises that he has built.
Honestly, like, if he wasn't doing John Wick, I'd be more upset. But as much as I love this, I'd rather see many more John Wicks than another one of these. I love that.
And he gave us
series,
a Bill and Ted 3, which was really great.
Yeah.
If you're a Bill and Ted fan, right, you'll like it. It's really good.
Plus, he just gets to play himself.
According to Lord Lupin. All right, last one, but not least. Mike is God, 73, says, slap my butt and call me Dippy. I loved this movie. What? Slap my butt and call me Dippy. Have you ever heard that in a phrase in your entire life?
That is not a colloquialism that I am familiar with, bro.
According to Mike is God, it is.
Thing.
Yeah. Slap my butt and call me Dippy. He says, great flick. Would pay to see it again and will buy the awesome DVD. Didn't listen to anyone who doesn't like it. They are retarded. I mean, this was a 2005 people. Even then, it wasn't a great word to say, but this is what Mike is God says. They are retarded and forgot to take their medication. Or maybe they are the sappy types of people that like Titanic enough to watch it like 10 times in the theater. Though I love the scene where she lets go of DiCaprio and he sinks into the ocean. I don't even believe in religion or God as a loving entity, and I still greatly enjoyed this movie. If you are an atheist like myself, you will love this movie. Even if you love eating chicken gizzards and uncooked broccoli, you will love this movie. Though I must admit, that's why I picked this. Keanu's acting ability will probably not be considered Oscar worthy, but hopefully the movie will. 10 out of 10.
Awesome. I like this movie a lot. That is the worst movie review I've ever heard.
Also,
what do those disparate items have to do? Is there more?
No, that's it. I'm just going through it and I'm unpacking it. He goes through Titanic. He talks about even if you love eating chicken gizzards and uncooked broccoli.
Yeah, what?
What does that even mean?
I eat uncooked broccoli a lot. And what are those two?
I don't.
What's this guy's name again?
Mike is God 73.
We should have like a list where we bring them up. A lot of shows. All right, is this as bad as the Mike is God review? We need to have like a king of the shitty reviews. You know what I mean? This guy takes the cake as far as I'm concerned.
It's weird. Slap my butt and call me Dippy? Maybe.
It sounds like one of our coworkers wrote this.
Correct. That is correct. All right, we made it through, and we're to the most intense category of should you watch this thus far. Should or shouldn't you watch this? 5 reasons why you should watch Constantine from 2005. Please add your reasons after I give 5. Number 1, if you like Keanu Reeves, I think you need to see this.
1,000%.
Okay.
100%.
Number 2, if you have a poster of the Demogorgon on Stranger Things in your bedroom, then this is for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And number 3, if you wanted to see the Russian guy from John Wick again and also wish that he was Satan, then this is for you.
That should be the number 1.
It is so
That is one
good.
of the best scenes of any movie, dude.
He is so good at Satan.
Later.
Yeah. Okay.
It's worth the price of admission.
Number 4, if you want to be surprised at how good the CGI was from 2005, WTF, man.
It's so good.
I was
it holds
blown
up
away.
So well. It's so good.
I could not believe. I'm like, this was made in 2005?
And they didn't just do easy stuff. Some of the like ones where he's made up of like crabs and weird crap. I even at the time was blown away, and I watch it. I don't know. I've probably watched it 10 times since then, and every time I'm like, this holds up. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I was impressed, and that's hard to do for me.
Yes.
I watched tons of movies, so very, very cool CGI for the time. Even if it came out today, I think the CGI holds up. There's some hokey scenes, but for the most part, it's really good.
Yeah, totally agree.
And last but not least, if you want a John Wick in a supernatural way, then this is for you.
100%.
I feel like it's a little, and not to crap on his acting, but it feels like a extension of John Wick, but he's a demon hunter instead of a bad guy hunter.
It's funny to me that, I mean, I thought about that when I saw John Wick, and you hadn't seen it, so you're seeing it in the other the other order, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're very similar. And to everyone's point about Keanu, he is kind of a single note actor. I just don't care, I guess is my thing, because he does have a similar vibe, but that's like everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. The only role Ryan Reynolds is good in is if he gets to play Ryan Reynolds, but so what?
Yeah, also
like you can't do that if you're not a funny guy.
I would say maybe to a lesser extent, but Vince Vaughn also, I would say
Vince Vaughn is the same person.
Yeah, has a little more range, but Vince Vaughn, that's why I go to see a movie with Vince Vaughn, for his double talk and his humor. And I just love listening to him talk. Yeah,
1,000%. I just don't. I mean, you could be a method actor. I get that, and you can do all this, have this wide range. Or people can just pay to come see you do your shit. And that's why I go to see Keanu Reeves.
Correct. Are there any other reasons why you should watch Constantine that I missed?
I mean, I just think it has one of the coolest vibes of any movie, man. Even if it doesn't always make sense, this movie is cool as fuck. It is so cool.
It's really hard to categorize. And then when you see all the different actors in it, that for me, seeing it, way late, 15 years later.
Yeah, these people were not famous like this.
Holy
at
crap,
the time.
there's that person and that person. So it was very surprising to me.
Yeah.
Because all those people are really good actors, right, and have gone on to have much acclaim.
Tilda Swinton is a generational actress. She is insane. I just watched one with her and Idris Elba where she unlocks this genie, and it's this whole allegory about her life. And
I heard that was really good.
It's very slow, but it's very cool. And it's one of those movies where I liked it more after I watched it, if that makes sense. Because it kind of makes you think, and some of the, what they were trying to do, I'm too dumb to get while I'm watching it. So then I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, that was about her life, like,
yeah.
Dang it. So, but she's phenomenal, and she brings that same level of acting to this role, but well before anyone I think really knew.
Yeah, 1,000%. All right. That brings us to our next category of By the Numbers.
Blank.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number!
All right, so I am pretty sure that the production budget is... How much do you think the production budget is?
What year did this come out?
2005.
Money is different now, Production
is.
budget was $30 million.
75 million.
Whoa!
It's pretty high for 2005.
Really high for
and
2005.
For this type of a movie.
Yeah, no path to success, no guaranteed path. There's no, this isn't a sequel to a big show or based on a famous, any famous works. No one was. I know it's based on a comic, but it's not like I've never even read the comic, and I used to read comics quite a bit, but
they're probably just banking on his clout from The Matrix. That's probably how this got made.
Well, I mean, that's why they have all these actors in it, right?
True.
You can go get whoever you want for each role. And you probably don't have to pay them a ton because each one of these people is only in it for 5 total minutes.
Yeah.
So, that seems really high.
For as much as I haven't really heard about this film other than you telling me to watch it so many times, I was astounded by how much money it made. The domestic box office was 75 million. International box office was 145 million for a total cumulative box office haul of $221 million.
Why didn't they make another one? I thought they didn't make another one because no one saw it. I guess I didn't ever research it. But if it made money, why wouldn't you make another one?
I mean,
it's almost 20 years later, bro.
It proved that it made enough money. I don't understand. It seems weird. And there seems like a cult following.
The money after the fact. Yeah, I guarantee the streaming rights and all of that has commanded quite a bit of cash. I bought this on DVD. I've rented it multiple times. Like I've watched it like 10 times since then.
Well, and it's on Plex now, on Popflix, so you can watch it whenever you want.
I tried to download it the other day before a flight, and the internet was too crappy at the airport.
No, you can't.
Planned poorly.
You can't do that because you'll start downloading it and you'll get like 60%, and then you can't. It just tries to keep downloading it where you don't have Wi-Fi, and then you can't play it. Yeah. Got to do it at your house.
Didn't work.
All right, I only have 2 or 3 numbers because there's not a ton of trivia and stuff with this movie. But the
character back before the internet, you know what I mean? So
I don't know about that far. The character of John Constantine was originally created by Alan Moore during his run on DC Comics' Swamp Thing. However, following his negative experience with From Hell from 2001, which was a weird movie, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which 2003, also not critically acclaimed, but I really liked it.
I liked that. Again, I can see why people would think it's not great, but I love character.
It was fun.
Character movies. So it's fun to go see all these different, there's 6 or 7 of these dudes, and they were all cool as hell. The ship was cool. The car was cool. The sub was cool.
Yeah.
It had Sean Connery. Sorry.
Yeah. All those things. The Dr. Jekyll guy, the character was rad. But according to him, he had some bad experiences with those films. Moore decided to reject all money and credit from Hollywood on any adaptations of his work. Thus, he gave all the money he would have gotten to the artist who drew the character with him and rejected his own created by credit from the film.
Wow. What do you mean, like, there's not a ton of experiences that I could go through where I'm gonna give away money.
Never.
You guys were such jerks. I don't want your money. Like, what?
Hey, guess what?
What a dumb way to stick it to the man.
Hey, Alan, I know that From Hell didn't do that great, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was not that great. Swamp Thing hasn't been that great. But we'd also like to give you some money to buy Constantine, the rights to Constantine. Would you like some money? No. I would like you to give it to the guy who helped draw it.
I mean, that's really cool for that guy.
I mean, yeah, I'd be like,
but what?
His name's like Joe, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. Whatever you want, Alan. I'd be happy to.
I've drawn lots of other stuff too. Can I get money for that?
Hey, execs, look at this drawing. This is a cool character. After he sees the first check, he's like, I have this one. How about this one?
I draw a lot of stuff. Like, what a weird story, dude.
Yeah, what a weird story.
So there was money to be had, and he's just like, nope.
Yeah, he rejected it. Another number at around 40 minutes. That's why it's in by the numbers. According to the director's commentary on the DVD, the rag that Constantine lights on fire to defeat the flying demons is a piece of Moses' shroud given to him by Beeman, who is that guy, his like helper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is very cool. Why can't you tell me that?
Very cool. 100%. Very cool.
Like that. I think they should have sprinkled more of those things. There's so many like across the world, these like relics, they call them, where it's like the Christ nail or like some like saint's finger or like all these kind of weird stuff that they have on display.
It feels a lot like how they did John Wick, and you need other movies to start expanding that lore. Like John Wick, all of a sudden you've got the coins, and you're like, what are these? And they don't ever really tell you. You know, you definitely learn as you watch more movies, but it feels like that. And the spear, the tip of the nail, you know, the blood that ends up on the tip. I mean, all that stuff is very cool, but you're right. They should have, you have to give more exposition because that's cool as shit. I thought it was just fire until right now.
It almost felt like they were like, hey guys, we're not sure if we're going to be able to make another one. So we're going to put as much of this comic book in here as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been.
It felt like that.
No, but that's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
And they could have just sprinkled it in later where he could have casually dropped that to her. Oh yeah, no, that was the Shroud of Turin, or that was the sheath of Moses, or the whatever. Like, and her, you know, it just shows her, you know, shocked like, face, and then it goes on.
His flippant nature of like handing it to her, like, oh, by the way, keep track of that. That's from Moses' shroud. Oh,
yes.
What? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. The last number I have is during the course of the film, John Constantine is seen smoking 13 cigarettes, generally regarded to be an unlucky number. There's a lot of that.
That's my favorite number.
There's a lot. It is also my, dude, it is? That's my
I'm born on August 13th, bro.
Dude, that's my lucky number.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love 13.
Well, I'm your boy. Yeah, 13 is the best. It also is fun because, like, people are so weird about, like, there's not a 13th story of the building, or there's not a, like, all that kind of stuff is so interesting to me. Also, it shows that human beings are idiots.
Yes.
If you count up, there are definitely 13 stories.
Correct.
I mean, come on.
And they don't do hotel rooms.
Yeah. Yes. Tons of that stuff is so interesting to me. So
no one will stay in them.
It's been my favorite since I was a kid, but then it stayed my favorite because it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
No one cares about Friday the 12th. Huh?
Correct.
Saying.
Well, that concludes our By the Numbers. And before we conclude this week's episode, I just want your general take on, because obviously you like this. You recommended it to me multiple times. So I want to know why you like it so much without spoiling anything. And then I'll let you know my general take. I'm not going to give my rating until next week, but I think we should tell people,
Yeah, I think you definitely should watch this, obviously. And it's just, I think I'd sum it up that it's just so effing cool.
Yeah.
It is so cool. Every single thing, whether they tie together well or not, or whether it always makes sense or not, every single shot is cool. The vibe is so cool. The way that they portray the devil is cool. The scene in the tub is cool. They just have all these really cool, and it's not nerdy where they're explaining it all. So I know they should have showcased why that, the cloth, but at the same time, the scene where she comes over and he puts her in the tub and that is so cool. And every single scene, he goes to the club and he spins the chair around and sits on it, and he's going against all these rules. You don't know what any of those rules are, but he's breaking the rule. It's just so good. As in totality, this movie is the coolest movie of all time, dude. It's just so cool, man.
See, that's both my praise and criticism of the film. It's hard because you want more of the lore, you want more of the explanation, but at the same time, it kind of detracts from the mystery of, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like the opening scene really sets the tone for the film, and it's really for me, my recommendation would be obviously if you're squeamish about demons and that kind of stuff and it's rated R, you're probably not going to like it, but all the reasons why we said you should go see it, or at least watch it on your wherever you watch movies. But I would say just watching all the different scenes come together in the weirdest way possible, and what's going to happen next. Cause I was what are they going to do now? This is so weird. It's so crazy. Yeah. And that for that reason, it's worth the price of admission, because it's something you don't see all the time.
I've never seen anything. There's no other movie that can do this because it's so specifically religious and the way that the things that they're tackling. But dude, I will also say it is a very cool ending, and it's one of the most satisfying endings ever, dude. It carries it on so you can have a sequel, but the end of the show is chef's kiss, man. It is so fun to watch. I could just watch the last 30 minutes over and over.
I'm trying to think, was there an Easter egg at the end?
There is a scene at the end of the film, yes.
Yeah.
At the post-credits.
Yeah, which was I know Marvel does this all the time, but that was pretty unique in 2005.
Yeah, 2005. Honestly, I didn't see that for years. I didn't have any idea for years. But even that is very cool, and it's not, you'd think he's seeing this person that he knows really well and is sad about, and he's seeing them, and he sets an object down. He doesn't say anything, dude. And there's all these things that you're meant to assume, and even some of the cool stuff happens with his back turned in that scene, but he knows what's going on. Just again, sticks with the motif of being a very cool ass post credit scene.
Yeah, and there's one also at the end, the very end of the film, the very, very end. Did you see that one? Are you familiar with that?
I can't remember what you're saying. It's not coming to me, bro. Let's talk about it next week.
I can't talk about it. That we'll have to leave that as a cliffhanger because I'm
sure I will when you say it.
There's another post-credit scene at the very end of the movie.
You got it. We got to talk now.
All right, with that.
Next time.
At this point, there's going to be spoilers up ahead. So if you want to watch and then come back, the whole thing will be
There's
spoilers.
So many spoilers.
So
all of it.
Come back next week and join us for a breakdown of Constantine from 2005.
Go watch it first. Go watch
it first, for sure. And if you haven't watched it for a while, I would say go watch it again before you come back next week. Yeah. I'm on the social medias. I dare you to message the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. Another way to support the show is by throwing a few shekels at the priest. Visit patreon.com/popcornpriest and see what extra perks you can enjoy. Lastly, the easiest way to support the show, and the most free, is like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. Easier than starting your car or smoking your 13th cigarette.
Yeah.
As always, thanks for listening, and thanks to my special guest.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching this show, finally. Jeez,
I hit
dude.
I hit the air horn instead of the applause. But I could also play that too. But thanks for joining us, Dr. Dare. Always a pleasure. Join us next week for part 2 of John Wick: The Constantine Years. See you next week.
Shut up.